Warning, this web TV show has been created by a radical warrior man for modern radical warrior men. If you are not a warrior male who is ready to be liberated, are easily offended, or generally just a pussy, save yourself now and stop this life-liberating video immediately. Although created for warrior men, warrior women are always welcome.
Hey everybody, this is Garrett J. White, the Master Coach Mentor and creator of the Warrior 90-Day Challenge, where I train today's modern male warrior entrepreneurs on the art and science of having it all. If you'd like to learn more about the Warrior 90-Day Challenge, and if you're a warrior man looking for more insight on how to have it all in the areas of body, being, balance, and in business, that's right, the cash money, check it out today for a free video training at wakeupwarrior.com. In today's episode number 6, we're going to go through 3 powerful conversations. Conversation number 1 is how to game the current communication shift. Yeah, my friends, I'm talking about this. It ain't the 1970s anymore. Conversation number 2 is the epic first rule of communication. Conversation number 3 is why you must take a stand for your message, and you must do it now. Welcome to episode number 6. Let's get started now. Conversation number 1, and it has to do with the cell phone, and it has to do with this thing called Google. Now, what does Google, your cell phone, and this idea that the game of communication has shifted, and that you, warrior, must understand how the shift affects you when it comes to your life and when it comes to your business. So let me tell you a little story about this idea of physical perception and physical voice, and the power that's going on in today's marketplace with a digital voice just like this video. So there I was having a conversation with this guy. We were at a networking event and I was like, hey dude, what's up? And he was like, hey man, nice to meet you. And I was like, hey, what are you up to? He was like, well, I do this, this, and this. And I was like, okay. And just after he walked away from me, I pulled my cell phone out, I took his name and I did what? Google, to figure out if this guy was real. Now, after doing this, I sat back and I said, what the hell just happened? I met the guy face to face, cara y cara. Spanish, by the way. Cara y cara. We're having a conversation. I'm experiencing who he is. And yet, in that place, I still was looking for validation. I was looking for a digital voice of validation. See, my friends, I'm going to have you consider that in today's marketplace, we put far more credibility into the social proof we find digitally online. Videos just like this, Facebook posts, Pinterest posts, Instagram posts, blogging content that we're up to, and digital ebooks, audios, and videos, allowing people to believe more in you. So my question is for you in your business, and when it comes to your life, and it comes to the movement that you've been called to lead, what would the world find when they Googled you? One more short story on this topic. I sat in Bible study hanging out with a bunch of people one Sunday. Everybody was talking, preaching, teaching, having a bunch of fun conversations, and I raised my hand up. What? And I had an opinion, like I have an opinion about most things, and I started to share some ideas. Well, later in the class, it was time to share some more ideas. And as I went to raise my hand on up, I started to hear something crazy. Now, I thought I was hearing angels. I didn't know what had occurred. And next thing I know, I heard my own voice coming from the back row. I was like, what? And the whole class starts to laugh. And what had happened was this. Someone had heard me say the first comment. Now going to raise my hand to say the second comment. They decided to go find the one thing where they believed credibility was found, which was what? To go to the good old Google. And had pulled up one of my landing pages, and there was my video playing away. Hey everybody, this is Garrett J. White, the Master. Oh shoot, mute, stop, quiet, stop my phone. Listen, your world is looking for you on Google. Are you there? Do you have a digital thumbprint? Because in today's marketplace, your movement and your message and your business and your life is going to move forward more fast and more effective if you show up in the world digitally. Why? Because the digital voice is more powerful than even the physical voice face-to-face in today's marketplace. The last summary or point on this topic is this. The future belongs to the warriors who are able to do 2 things. Number 1, create content, and number 2, clearly communicate a message through digital sources. Conversation number 2. That was a little retarded. Now on to our point. first and genuine rule of communication is this: communicate to be understood. Now, Stephen R. Covey took this a little bit further in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he said this, warrior. He said, listen, you need to begin with the end in mind. You need to first seek to be understood, understand, and then be understood. And yet I'm going to have you consider simply that in a marketplace of overwhelmed people, individuals who don't understand what you're saying. Why? Because there's so much coming at them. They don't understand what you're trying to communicate. Why? Because there's so much information overloading the system called their brain. They sit like little addicts, cocaine addicts. Get high, get high, get high, get high. Clicking those buttons away on the internet, finding all kinds of pictures and videos and audios and text-based stuff to read and consume and fill that brain up. So how are you going to communicate if the game itself is about being understood? Well, I'm going to have you shift your thinking. We're going to go a different way on it. What if maybe in your marketing, what if maybe in your messaging, what if maybe in your content creation, what if maybe in your messaging to the marketplace, you quit trying to be understood. Your focus in your message was not to be misunderstood. Wait a second here. What in the world does that mean? It means simply this. What if your entire intent was about simplifying your message, clarifying the action steps to results, and you put that into a game with the mindset in place as you created your content, which is, how can I create this message in a way in which I am not misunderstood? Now, on a side note with this, you need to understand people are going to misunderstand you all the time. Why? Because your information goes at them and hits them based upon what they see and what they believe is possible. So you're going to piss people off. You're going to get people upset. People are going to unlike your stuff. They're going to put thumbs down on YouTube. They're going to say you suck and you're a boner and I don't like what you're up to and I think you're too loud. I get all that. But screw those people, because guess what? They were never going to buy from you. They're never going to follow from you, and they were never part of your tribe. But your tribe itself is looking for some clarity amidst the chaos. So next time you create content, my challenge for you is to not create content to be understood, but create with the framework and with the idea, how can I communicate this simply and clearly in a way in which I am not misunderstood, which ultimately requires you to bring it down to a level of understanding that even a caveman could get it. Final thought here in conversation number 2 then is simply this: make yourself clear and more simple, and you will naturally become perceived as an expert in a marketplace of chaos. And our final conversation for today's episode, conversation number 3, which is simply take a stand for your topic and go all in. Now I'm going to slow this down and I'm going to talk to you here. I'm going to talk to you mano y mano, man to man. If you happen to be a woe man watching this, talk to you man to woe man. If you happen to be a dog watching this, I'm going to talk to you man to dog man. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so we're moving into this conversation. It's simple that, guys. There is a temptation in the marketplace when it comes to creating content, when it comes to producing your marketing, when it comes to sharing with the world your message, your voice. There's a temptation to water it down. There's a temptation to be politically correct. There's a temptation to go more neutral in order to meet a broad audience's appeal. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The more watered down your message is, and the less you take a stand for what you truly feel, the more that you put on masks and you try to determine what people are going to like and not like, and you don't just come with the raw voice you've been called with, do you know what you're going to get? You're not going to get a lot of people saying they hate your stuff. You're not going to get a lot of people saying boo on your YouTube channel. You're not going to get a lot of comments like, you're a douchebag, quit creating this shit, and how do you get it out of my stream on my Facebook page? You're not going to get people reaching out to you on private message or sending you mail to your home or to your business and saying, you suck. But also, on the flip side of this, you're also not going to have any raving fans. There'll be no one who's going to actually buy in with you. There's going to be nobody who's going to actually feel the voice of your message. And so while at the time you may be avoiding the persecution, at the time you might be avoiding the disclaim from other people saying, you suck, at the same time, there's going to be nobody chanting the game or your name or the game you've been playing. There's not going to be any raving fans because there are no pagans. There's not going to be any raving lunatics promoting and perpetuating, referring and virally sharing your message because there's no one on the flip side to say, screw you. See, in order to have a movement of virality, in order to make a difference in the marketplace, you have to stop focusing on all of the losers who are going to persecute and critique your content. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's easy. It happens to me all the time, as you can imagine. I know it might be hard to imagine. People don't like my videos. They don't like my hair. They don't like my background. They don't like what I wear. They don't like how I stand. They don't like my videos online, how I write, how I communicate, etc. And you know what? Some days, Some days that's hard as shit to handle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes it hurts. I find myself sitting in my office looking at comments made by people who don't know who I am. They don't have an interpretation of who I am. They watch a glimpse of a 45-second video that I created and they're like, this guy's a douchebag. What a fucking retard. And I'm sitting here and fundamentally I get inside that it shouldn't bother me. But it does bother me and it hurts. But I'm not saying that because I'm some pussy. I'm saying it because I'm letting you know that just because it hurts doesn't mean you don't take a stand. See, in the end of the day, your movement going forward is going to require you to clearly identify one thing. One is the problem you've been called to serve. Two, who are the people you've been called to serve who are facing that problem? Three, what is the path from pain to possibility that you're preaching? See, if you're willing to take a stand for these things, who cares what all the rest of them say? Even though it hurts, take a deep breath and go on. Take another deep breath. Keep shipping. Take an deep breath. And be thankful for this thing called karma. Because see, everybody who bitches and complains and throws it out there, you know what I've noticed about these individuals? They don't create much. And the moment they do, you better believe and bet your ass that karma's going to come back like a ravenous woman and give him a slap right across the face. So don't worry, the universe is going to take care of those douchebags. The rest of you, you just need to understand this. Create and ship your content and do it based upon problems you care about solving, people you care about serving, and possibilities you are committed to creating not only for yourself, but for your marketplace. All right, now, this brings us to the conclusion here of episode number 6. Here on Wake Up Warrior TV. Again, really spinning off the third conversation today, I want to let you know, I'm here for you, warrior, and I'm not here for all warriors. Some of y'all hate me. Some of you don't care anything about me, and I don't care about you. Go away. Who I do care about are the people who this message resonates with. And if you're a warrior who's ready to go deeper into this conversation, you're ready to figure out who you are and the power around that conversation and how to have it all, how to have everything in your business, in your bank account, and the balance of your relationships with your body, and ultimately have this space and the personal certainty that comes with a connection to source like you've never had before? Well, I've created some 4 3-part video series at wakeupwarrior.com. And I encourage you to go there now and to check those videos out today. The rest of you, if you got value from today's message, go ahead and share this video up like you have been every single week. Find some warriors, share it up on your Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+. And I hope that you have a fantastic week. And until next episode, remember, the power in today's marketplace comes down to the simple formula of authenticity. Be real, give raw, stay relevant today.
Aw yeah, you know what to do now. Go check out those videos at wakeupwarrior.com now.